Amanda, the NYC recruiter, and I am going to talk about the top tips for new grads. It's still a little early, but I think it's useful for you guys to start thinking about these things before that time comes and before finals start, because I know that will be your focus. So one of the first tips would be to create a LinkedIn page. Make sure you have a professional profile picture. Don't put pictures with friends. Don't put pictures with like the whole bar scene behind you. You girls out there, stay away from any cleavage shots. I see those all the time and I don't understand. There are plenty of editing apps out there that you can even take out the background in pictures if you like how you look, but there's other people in there. And this kind of leads into the second tip, is start to clean up your Facebook. It's your senior year, I get it, you want to have fun. Not everyone is going to look at your Facebook. I will go to someone's LinkedIn before I go to their Facebook. There have only been a couple times where I've like Googled a person and their Facebook picture comes up and it's like a crazy picture. It's a turnoff. So start to clean those things up before the time comes when you're looking for a job. So after you've made your LinkedIn page, you can start connecting with people, and it's still a little too early to start applying for jobs, but I think it would be useful to start connecting with recruiters who are in your city. For those of you who have never used LinkedIn or don't really use it that often, I just wanted to show you how to navigate through here. So this is just a random person. As you can see, we're a third connection, so it doesn't give me an option here to connect with her. But if you click on this arrow, this drop down arrow here, it says connect right here. So you go to connect, it'll give you an option to leave a message for someone. I highly recommend this because if someone random is just sending me a message, I'm most likely not gonna connect with them. You being a new grad, it's a good idea to write something like, I just wanted to connect with you to start building my network before I graduate, like something like that. But be sure to just put a little personal note. And the next thing is to start looking at jobs so you can get an idea of what they're asking for and get an idea of, you know, what you may be interested in. And unless the job says that it's entry level and they want someone to start in May or June, it may not be worth applying. You may just be wasting your time applying for all these jobs and not getting any feedback, or you could be wasting the recruiter's time. If you're applying for an internal position, the recruiter's gonna call you and want you to start in, you know, the next month, and you're gonna tell them you can't start until 2-3 months from now. It's a waste of everyone's time. So give it some time before you start throwing your resume out there. Speaking of resumes, that leads me into my next tip. What is with the 2-page resumes, guys? You don't have that much experience. Stop doing it. Oh my gosh. I don't know how many times I see a new grad with a 2-page resume and it blows my mind. You only need 1-page resume, guys. 1 page. That's it. If you have a 3.5 GPA and above, put it on there. If you don't, you may want to leave it off. 1 page. 1 page. The rule of thumb, if you have less than 10 years of professional experience after you graduate, you should have 1 page. Short and sweet. That's how you do it. Short and sweet. Make everyone's life easier. 1 page, guys. 1 page. Now that we got that out of the way, and this next tip, I'm really hoping you guys have already done some internships that are relevant to your degree. I'm only gonna talk about HR because that's what I know, that's what I recruit for. I love when I see not only someone with a high GPA, but also someone who has had an HR internship. Majority of the entry-level jobs that we get, our clients require that the candidates have an HR internship on their resume. Those of you who are graduating without an internship, you know, start saving up, and if you can do an internship, do it. It will help you in the long run, I promise. You know, even if it's part-time, like those are things that are gonna mean a lot. And you know, those of you who are maybe working in the restaurant industry, you guys make really good money. I know it's hard to step away from that, but just look long-term and save some money. Take an unpaid internship if you can. Work weekends at the restaurant. And you may not be making as much money, but I promise you it will help you in the long run, guys. The next tip is going to be to set up a professional voicemail. It's not, yo, what's up, it's Rick, or leave a message. I hate when I call someone and that is like, that's their tone of voice, I have no inspiration to follow up with that person. And I love when I call someone and it's professional, like something simple, professional, sound excited, maybe smile when you're leaving your voicemail. It does project through your voice, so keep that in mind. Don't have ringback tones, get rid of those. Be professional, guys. You're grown-ups now. And this tip, it may be a little tough for some of you guys coming out of school. Unfortunately, it is a generational thing. Now that you've grown up with technology, everyone texts and emails and no one talks on the phone anymore. And I can tell when I'm talking to someone who doesn't like talking on the phone. For those of you graduating, get used to talking on the phone, picking up the phone, calling someone. Just learn to love the phone. Hiding behind text messages and emails is not gonna cut it. I love when I can talk to someone on the phone and they sound normal. I'm only saying this because it happens so often, guys. I talk to someone and I can tell that they hate talking on the phone, and it makes me not want to talk to them. I know I'm not the only one. So you want to be sure to leave a good first impression. A lot of the times that is your first impression. So make sure when you're answering the phone, you're professional. Don't sound rude and don't ask like, why are you calling me? Just be open. Get used to it, guys. Get off the text messaging. The next tip is to save up some money, buy a suit, maybe a blazer and a pantsuit or a skirt suit for girls. I always like pantsuits better. Maybe like a nice blouse, something simple. This is gonna be the first impression. You want it to be a good one. You want to dress professional. I know suits can be very expensive. You can go to the discount stores like Century 21 or Ross. If you have a friend, both of you guys are the same size, you can like go out and buy a suit for both of you guys and you guys can split it. The last tip I'm gonna say is to not be picky. I get that you want to get into a full-time job and you want to be stable and you want it to be like so awesome, but for you new grads, you also want to be sure that you're getting a job fairly quickly after school. I know some people like to go off and travel, which is fine, but when you get back home, you better get on the ball because it'll get harder. The longer you go after graduating, the harder it's going to be to get a job. Go on every interview possible. If it's with a recruiter, definitely check out the recruiter before you go to meet with them. But for the most part, getting these interviews with recruiters helps you get experience talking about yourself and getting an idea of what questions you're gonna get and what you should prepare for. I would also say consider contract jobs. A lot of the entry-level jobs that we see go to the contract side. They don't go to perm, they go to contract. So I wouldn't be too picky. And just to give you guys an example of an awesome outcome, a candidate of mine went on an interview for a recruitment coordinator role and the contract was gonna be 6 months. She went in and they ended up offering her a full-time job that same day. That was like the perfect outcome. I'm not saying that's always gonna happen, but you just never know. So go on the interviews, guys, especially if you're not working. What do you have to lose? Nothing, nothing at all. Just take a chance, go on interviews, meet people, network. That is like so huge when you're on the job hunt now. So that wraps up the tips for you new grads. I hope this was helpful. Be sure to subscribe for new videos and I wish you guys the best of luck on those finals and starting your new careers. It's such an exciting time and I really hope this was helpful. Good luck with the interviews, guys, and I'll see you next week. Bye.